I'm Mike Dimas, and this is Pinball Shenanigans. Hey, what's happening? What's today? Today's Thursday. I had some weird goal that I could maybe try and have this game flipping by tomorrow, but that's still a stretch. But look what I got today. That definitely will help the cause. I got my boards back. So, I haven't looked at them yet. Did a little bit of trade action with my board guy, Brent. I sent him a bunch of random, mostly crappy old circuit boards, and worked out a trade. So I traded him all the old crappy boards in exchange for servicing all of this stuff. Worked out great. Check this out. I even got a display ROM. I've got he gave me all the updated code. And let's see, here is the CPU. Oh yeah. Now this was a nice CPU to begin with. But let's turn it this way. As we can see, we've got NVRAM. I'm gonna change the settings here. There, that's gonna be a little better. And the new code, the latest code, I should say, 2.01. There's the old battery section. But yep, so this has been fully serviced, checked everything. What a nice clean looking board. So the brains of the operation should now be good. Look at that board. It's just no hacks, no burns, nothing. Okay, set that over there. And let's take a peek at what else we got. I'll do this relatively quick. We don't really need to go over everything, do we? Unless you want to see all the action. The black hole number 1 that I sold a while ago to Austin, he was having some issues. Oh, this isn't even the black hole board. This is my soundboard. Yep, there we go. Beauty. Set that over there. Anyway, so Austin discovered that when he put his Spider-Man power supply into the black hole machine, that his issues went away. So something had happened to the power supply from the time I sold it to him to the time that happened. So that power supply he brought to me, and I just gave him an already refurbished power supply, and then sent that one to Brent. So that's in here. And also, there was a pop bumper board that had a transistor go bad on him. So I traded him for a good one, and then had Brent service this, which he said, I think the transistor was in fact bad. So there's that. And here is this board. He didn't get into too much detail. Usually he sends me a list of everything he did, but since this was kind of just a trade thing, he didn't really give me the full rundown of every single component and every single thing that he did. But he says he didn't have a way to test the Fliptronics board, but he did test the components. Like he doesn't have a Data East machine on hand to... Hey, I feel like I'm missing 2 spacers. Oh, I feel like I see one of them in the bag. And I see the other one right here. Okay. That's good. They're pretty specific spacers that I probably Nope, I do not have those. Okay, put that over here. And getting down to the nitty-gritty, what else do we got? This feels like the Gottlieb System 80 power supply. So he said that there was a bad SCR on here. Now I was thinking that this component looked a little suspect, but maybe not. So SCR, I wonder, is this an SCR? Anyway, apparently this is now solid and good to go. So I'll stick that in my good pile. And the last thing, oh yeah, saving the best for last. Remember our super crispy power supply? Just look back a few episodes. It's my thumbnail. He said it turned out nice. It was certainly crispy. And let's find out. Okay, here we go. Voila! Well, it's certainly looking better. Wow, I see a lot of components replaced. He replaced this connector for me because that's the connector that had the toasty wires on it. And here we go. This is a lot of new components. He said a full rebuild, so oh my, look at all those caps. Those look new, I think. Yeah. So what we got to do is plug this in. If anything's going to cause issues, it's going to be the display. So we're going to leave that unplugged until the very end. So time to install all these guys and stop talking about it. Oh wait, I'm not quite done yet. What else do we got here? I just piled up all that. Hey, check this out. I got a new pump because my old foot pump, I set it on my table and it fell down and it broke. And there was no way to fix it. So I got me a hand pump. And yeah, so that's good for my dolly tires. And then we should check on this while we're at it. I really hope this worked. There really shouldn't be any reason it shouldn't. Crazy glue should be good. But it wasn't sticking yesterday, but I knew that's because I didn't give it enough time. This piece was kind of, yeah. Alright, there we go. That plastic is not in 3 pieces anymore. And if you recall, someone made a plastic protector for this. And kind of glued the pieces together, but it broke over time. But it's all back together again, so that worked out well. Okay, so let's install some circuit boards and turn this bad boy on for the first time. All right, one board down. I won't bore you with the installation of the rest of the boards. I will show you what it looks like when I am finished though, so hang tight. All right, there we go. All the boards are installed and I believe I've got every connector. Double checked, but doesn't hurt to triple check sometimes. I don't think I checked all the fuses everywhere, so I think before I turn anything on, maybe a incorrect fuse could have been the cause of the connector blowing up. There's the new female and male connector all happily plugged in. I'm going to assume Brent changed and or checked all the fuses, but I'm going to double check that. I'll check the fuses at the bridges here. I'm going to check them everywhere just to make sure they're all the correct amperage. I don't think I did that. I normally do, but it doesn't hurt to be safe. And then I have still the Fliptronics board to install. And for now I have the display disconnected. And I'll plug that in after I test everything else out and keep a close eye on fuses and keep my nose on guard for any funky smells. And we'll kind of look at the display too and see if it looks like it is, when I first turn it on, if it looks like it's bad or not, like with some, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Gassing. See if it's gassing or glitching or anything. But before I do that, I'll change the display ROM. And yeah, so we're getting close. I also want to clean this head out of the, get rid of all this dust and stuff while I'm in here, because everything else is so nice and pretty now. So checking fuses and cleaning the head is next, and installing the flipper board. All right, so good thing I checked the fuses. Everything was fine except for this guy here. This is supposed to be 0.5 amp slow blow, and it was actually a 7 amp. So I'm going to say with some confidence that that might have had something to do with the explosion. I think that might be the display fuse too. Usually they're very low amperage like that, so I don't know for sure. But I'm going to check, but I think that's the display fuse. We'll pull up the schematics. And if so, that would make sense. If the display was trying to blow and the fuse wasn't letting it, and we're running like 200 volts, that could fry a power supply pretty easily. Oh, missed a screw there. And I haven't done the 3 on the back side yet because I want to make sure everything works first before I struggle with those guys. All right, got to do that screw though now. This might not be the best spot on the schematics to find this, but this is the power supply, and you can see that F3 and F7, oh, hold on a minute, I'm gonna have to look at that. Half an amp slow blow. Maybe somebody read that they thought F7 was 7 amp. Maybe that's how that got screwed up. But F7 and F3 are half amp, which are 250 volts. The only really thing that runs on 250 volts would be the display. So let's go down here. No, that's not the right thing. Here we go. F3 is half amp, and F7 is half amp. Really? Oh, I think this one is not used. F3. Let's go take a look at that. Be sure here. F3. Yeah, not used. So F7 is now half amp, but maybe someone read F7 as 7 amp. And if that, so that means my display is probably almost certainly F'd. And if I plug it in, we can watch that fuse blow. That'll be a good test. I think that's how we're going to do that. And then I will try that other display and hope that that works, because otherwise it's gonna be hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a new one. Okay, check this out. I was just vacuuming inside the head here, and look what I see. I don't even know what this is yet, but I'm gonna have to turn you sideways. It's another mystery. Here we go. What does that say? Another signature. This is starting to get interesting. It's got those kind of look like zeros. What's the guy's name? Walter Croning? That doesn't look like a Walter, does it? What is that? This game just gets more and more interesting as we go through it. Maybe I'll find more on the inside of the cabinet, but what a weird place to sign something. Anyway, I'll have to take a photo of that and see what's going on with that. Alright, I wiped down and vacuumed up the inside of the cabinet there. It's much better, less dusty. And it also reminded me that I do have this wire off the speaker there that I will have to solder on. Maybe I'll just touch it and see. I think it was Tilting Tea that suggested maybe it was humming so loud that they disconnected it just to get rid of the humming. So we'll test that out. But yeah, so I texted my board guy and said, what do you think? Should I assume this display is toast and maybe not plug that one in? Because a 7 amp fuse in place of a 0.5 amp fuse, definitely not good. So if this display was trying to blow up, there's a reason for that. I mean, there is a little bit of crust there, which we don't know what that is. Is it alkaline damage? So I may start by plugging in the other display, but we're really close to just powering on the machine without the display and testing that. So I got to plug in this flipper board, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, boys and girls, this is the moment of truth. I removed and investigated every single fuse on Zoom to make sure every single fuse was good. There's about 20 of them. And the only bad one, or incorrect one, was that display. So I am... Once upon a time, someone put in the wrong fuse. I bet you the display died at one point, because these displays do that. And someone thought, oh, maybe it's just a fuse, and read it wrong, 7 amp, not half amp, stuck it in there, blew the power supply up, and it never worked from that day forward. That is the history of this machine. That's my CSI crime scene investigation theory anyway. So when that happened, who knows? But I think the guy that had this machine said he had it for 10 years or so, or 12 or 15 or something. So wonder if he had a repair guy come in and do that, or if he did it himself, or what. But I think this is it. I think we're going to turn it on for the first time. Well, first time with it to be suspected working. We're going to keep a close eye on the back, on the boards here. I think I can see every fuse from this vantage point. First thing I'm going to do is turn it on and see if we see any smoke or sparks. Maybe I'm going to turn off the flash or the light, so we'll clearly be able to see if there's anything bad happening. Again, the display is currently unplugged. I think I've got everything else plugged in, including the flipper board. So here goes nothing. 3, 2, 1. Just in investigation mode right now. Let's turn our flash back on. everything appears to be in a stable state or not. No. Is that the correct CPU sequence? Because we have general illumination, but we do not have tracked mode. One LED is out. Why are you being a stickler? There you go. Hey, that's all flashing in the video, but none of the others are. Why are you being a weirdo? Huh. What's going on with this guy? That seems to be a happy spot, although I don't like it there, but anyway. Yeah, so something is going on. I'm gonna have to check that this is correct. Because we heard the audio. Why wouldn't there be a tracked mode? Did I miss a connector? Oh, I did disconnect some stuff under the playfield. Maybe I disconnected more than I needed to. Let's see if we can add a credit.
Scotty here.
Him. That's fun. Hey, can't add any more? What happened?
Energize.
Oh.
Energize. Him. Aye, Captain.
Oh, yay, that's fun. Okay, oh, hey. We have a track mode now. What we don't have is this light working and this light working. Hey, there's our attract sounds. Cool. So it doesn't really go into attract mode until it has a credit, I guess. Sweet. I really remember this song now. It's all coming back to me. Yeah, alright, we're definitely making some serious progress here. I'm liking what I am seeing. Let's see. Don't smell anything funny. Okay, alright. This is awesome. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do next is we got to plug in the display, but I think I'm going to plug in the other one. I'll pop in the display ROM in the other display, and then we'll see what happens. Okay, before I do anything else, I'm so curious about this speaker. I feel like a track mode's going to like kick on any second now. Track sounds. So let's see if we can kind of catch a little before and after. Shh, give me the hook advertisement. Come on. Or the theme song. Come on. Alright, let me hit the flipper button. That did nothing either. Alright, let's just touch it. I can hear a little bit more of a buzz, but nothing obnoxious. Let's hit the start button. Oh, it's looking for balls. Okay. But yeah, that is not obnoxious at all. So maybe the power supply being toast was causing some... Here we go. Yeah, I think that sounds fine and dandy. I'll just solder that guy on. I love this theme song. Alright, that is on there. Good to go. And also, for the kind of the first time, we get to sort of see the drop targets. Definitely dirty, but they will clean up just fine. And the decals are actually in good shape, so it's got to clean up some old wax. How are they dropping? Oh, not bad. I thought this side was a little sticky, but that could have just been just the way. Oh, this decal is almost sticking out a bit. No. Okay, that shouldn't be much to service those guys then. Nice. Okay. I'm kind of procrastinating blowing up my machine, but I guess it's time for the display. Okay, here we go. This is my spare display. I put in the new display ROM because I think it needs to be in there to communicate with the game ROM. So let's set this up so we can see, like so. Turn off my light again so we can see if anything blows up. All right, this is a biggie. I'm going to turn off my flash again. We know where to look on that power supply. So, I'm going to get ready to turn this bad boy off right away. Huh. Interesting. Looked like the display flashed on for a second and then went off, but I didn't see the fuse blow. It looks okay, but I'll have to take my meter to it and see if it did blow. But didn't it look like it kind of powered on for a second? Let's try that one more time.
Scotty here.
Okay, Scotty, where are you?
Aye, Captain.
Okay. Not sure what this is all about just yet, but I will investigate. Okay, this is a little bit scary. All the fuses test fine, but I put in the original display. I'm going to turn it on and be ready for possible fire extinguisher. Hopefully not, though. Oh, come on. Just don't blow up, please.
Scotty here.
Just dead? Dead? I didn't really see. Let's try that again.
Scotty here.
Okay, that one's just dead on arrival. Although I don't have the display ROM in there. But it's not blowing up the fuse. So, is it futile to stick the display ROM in there?
Scotty here.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Holy shit, what the? That display works perfectly. Oh my god, maybe I just didn't give the other display enough time. Wow. Huh. Is my fuse hot at all? No. Not feeling any crazy heat or anything. Okay, wow. That is friggin' effin' news. I did notice that the volume pot is gonna need a little bit of lubrication. It's a little scratchy, but look, there are points where there is no display animation for a brief moment, like that. Oh, that could be because I don't have the updated ROM? Maybe not. Okay, wow. I'm gonna go swap the ROM. Actually, I really should test the other display just for my own inventory so I know if it works or not. But wow, that's really good news. Look at this. more amazing news. This display works perfect as well. That is awesome. I think either I had the display ribbon cable just, I don't know, maybe not connected properly, or I just didn't give it enough time. But both displays are perfect. No lines out, no gassing. That is fan-effing-tastic. Alright, well, I gotta say that was a very successful session. We've got lights, camera, and action and displays. So, very stoked about that. So, I guess you have to keep on watching, because in the next episode, we're gonna actually try and play a game.